So I never know how to start these videos or how to talk to a camera. Our counselors just left our house, and it's always very difficult when they leave or when they're here at all because it's a counseling session, so, you know, can't be easy. Being diagnosed with something actually feels like an actual good answer, like a saving grace card. It's like, okay, now I can pinpoint it and put a name on it, and now I know what I have, and you know, you can deal with it. So counselors basically still keep going back to the fact that, well, like the analogy my counselor used today was the fact that, let's say if my name was actually like my birth name was Aurelia Dackhart. Hello. If my name actually growing up was Aurelia Dackhart, Aurelia Dackhart could have grew up and been Aurelia Dackhart. But since Aurelia Dackhart growing up couldn't be Aurelia Dackhart, an alter came. Zyla, for example, is another alter. Riker, for example, is an alter. Skylar is an alter. And our counselor explained it like Aurelia Dackhart put on these masks to save and protect Aurelia Dackhart. And it's like, well, yeah, hello, Aurelia Dackhart is still here. Obviously. We couldn't even say our real name with our eyes open. Our eyes were still closed when we said our real name because obviously growing up we couldn't be. We just couldn't. Which is why I am diagnosed with a condition called DID. I have schizophrenia. I hear voices in my head. And realizing that these stories or people that I would make up in my head are real people to help this body stay alive. And our counselors still keep wanting us to be a one, a singlet, and we're not. And eventually it's going to cause problems, and I don't want it to because they seem really cool. I don't even know where to go after that. So having these alters that, you know, all live in my head but are actual people, I don't know if they understand that, if they want us to be a singlet, or if they're okay with us being a separate or being a multiple. Don't know what their end goal is. We don't want to be a singlet because we have realized that we're not a singlet, and we haven't been a singlet for a very, very long time. And just now getting into your diagnosis and realizing that you're not crazy. You have a mental illness, something that your brain has done to protect you with these different alters. So it's like when you realize that, you're like, cool. Sounds like the best thing in the world. Like, this diagnosis is totally gonna help. Like, I am like free. When at the same time it is very liberating, but then at the same time it's not, because people don't understand it and they want you to be a singlet. And it's like, nah, but we don't talk to ourselves the same way that you just did. Like, you want me to pinpoint every single thought and be like, well, that's a lifetime of uncovering who these people in my head are. And it's like, getting down to it, it's like, Aurelia Descartes doesn't think one thought. Like, it's Aurelia Descartes thinks all of these different thoughts all at one time to keep the body alive. And I don't know what our counselors want out of us. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what people want out of us in the world or in life or in our own personal life either. But it's like, okay, if I would actually pinpoint a thought, it would be like, well, hey, I would be able to read my own brain, which that would be great. No, it takes a lot of people to make this run. And we are a lot of depressed people that are living, but deal with depression, like, a lot. And I'm just now realizing that for the first time, that we have alters. And then it's like, you people just want them to go away? Like, you said that they weren't always there. Yeah, no, they've always been there. I don't care if I have to backtrack. Well, let's see. The body is fixing to be 30. Within like a couple of days, I want to say. Or we're fixing to have our birthday. We hate our birthday. Okay? So let's say from the time that this body was born, birth has been alters on top of alters on top of alters to make it every single day. Let's just put it that way, 24/7. Or we can break it up into one day being 24 hours, 24/7, 365. You know, how you say it, one day makes a whole year. Like, let's say to have an altar for every minute of every day. I don't know. That's 24 hours. I don't know however many minutes that is. But let's just take it by the hour. An altar per hour to live for 30 years. If there's someone out there who can do math amazingly and tell me what that number is, because I'm not going to go add it up. Just say that there's that many altars, which that's going to be up into thousands. So, just now realizing this, that you have these altars that have always been there to help that person survive. And they want to keep talking like it's a singlet. And we're like, yeah, but we're not. Because Aurelia Dackhart is an altar. Okay? Zyla A. Paris is an altar. For an altar. Because, like I've said before, my, well, I don't know if I've said it on here to the camera. My altars have altars, have altars, have altars, have altars. It can be very confusing in the head brain. In the head brain. In the brain of the head, in the head space. See, I can't even talk straight. So I don't know what people expect out of us when they talk to us. Because it can be like, oh, well, these people got in the way of relationships. It's like, yeah, because we were finally vulnerable and told said person that, you know, maybe we were talking to or we were interested in things from our childhood and our past. And they're like, whoa, can't handle that. That's too big. That's too traumatic for even me to take in. So it's like, okay. I've said for years, people don't stay in my life or relationships because they can't handle what's in my brain. Hello, it's because we have altars and we think like each are their own personality and think different things because they saved and kept the body alive. That's exactly what this condition is and does. So I don't know why people want to dismiss it or not take it for what it is, or for the fact that through the traumatic experiences, those people have been there to help me. Like, no, Skylar is real, Stephanie is real, holds trauma for some stairs that happened when we were 9. And to realize that and to get it all out and to put it on paper, like, to get it out of your head, that's a lot. I just don't know what people expect to get from us. Or what they want out of us. I mean, we've had a hat on all day. We've had a hat on all day just to be able to make it. And we just now put on our little ears so we can be the Hatspat system. And got some new pretty jewelry. Choker. Very proud of. I haven't really ever worn these before, so this is a very nice experience to be experiencing right now. Hey, it's helped keeping the body alive. Put it that way. Yeah. So I don't know what our counselors want out of us. I don't know what they expect. If they're expecting us to be a singlet, it's not going to happen. And eventually, we don't want them to get mad at us and to leave us like other people have done. But it's like, eventually, it's going to get to the point where we're going to be like, no, we're not this person. We are each different. And then there's going to be real altars that come out. And I'm not even going to, I won't be able to remember our conversations that we've had because I can feel that coming, that like, because they're not getting it, they're really going to step forward and really show themselves to you. And I guess being awake right now, don't want to really relinquish that control to them because I actually like to remember what goes on sometimes. Sometimes I wish I could forget what goes on. But we hope that they can stick it out and stick with us. Be our counselors, be our friends. They say they're here for us. Hopefully they can stick it out. Hopefully if any altars do present themselves and are rude, I apologize. I apologize. If any of them come out and are rude to them. Just saying. But But Riker says, you know, if you can't take us as an us, then you can't take us at all. If you can't handle us being an us, then you can't handle anything at all. And he's like, I'll put a stop to it just like I do everything else whenever people can't take who we are, or we've shared and opened up too much about who we are. Like, I can tell you that right here, right now, it is Zyla, Skylar, and Riker, both pretending to be Aurelia Dackard. Okay, so we got our Hatsbat system, okay? We got our little ears on. That's us. It helps. Skylar wanted to throw in the extra jewelry that Riker got for us. Yeah, so thanks, Riker. And Riker is also here, and he's wearing a choker, and he's still, you know what, bitches? I got it, and I look better in it than you do. So, you know, we're like, hey, you can take that and rock it. So it's like, I kind of want to ask these people too, and Riker wants to ask, so what are you here for? Like, you want us to be a singlet, and that's not going to happen, Riker, because today it came up in therapy, we had to say our name. It was like they came and put, oh yeah, that's what I was going to say, because, you know, all these masks we've had to put on all these other altars, and it's like, yeah, I'm just now realizing who all these altars are, finally. It's not just something I've made up in my head and it doesn't exist. Like, it's real, and I'm starting to shake because they're real identities and people don't think that they are. And it's like, that's the problem. It's like, they are real. And Riker is saying you better start believing people when they tell you something, because if you don't believe them, and then ... I have no idea. I don't know what people want. And it doesn't matter about what people want. It's what's best for us. Which Riker said is best for you. Meaning us as a body, but also Riker right now wants to say for you, to whoever could be watching this. You could be a system, or you could be a singlet, and you actually like your name that's on your birth certificate attached to your social security number, that we hate. I have a condition that has different identities to keep this body alive and functioning. So it's like, don't get into people's childhood drama unless you're ready to actually hear it, because eventually they're going to talk to 9-year-old Stephanie, and something's going to come out, and I'm going to come back and be like, wait, what happened? We had a therapy session, but I wasn't there for it. Who did y'all talk to the last time y'all were at my house? To be like, tell me what happened, because I won't remember, you know, and that's really scary to even tell somebody that could happen. So far, the names that I have gotten just for the people that are in my head is overwhelming sometimes. Especially because a lot of us are waking up right now. Or we're not realizing that we've all been awake and we haven't really gone back to sleep, because it's been every day, like every minute, every something to keep this body here, to keep on ticking. Skylar right now actually really wants to come out. We're having a debate in our head right now if I should let Skylar out or it should just be me totally. And people are always like, well, don't force anything, just let it happen. And I'm like, right. But you can't have complete control or not control, because then you wouldn't be in control of your diagnosis, right? It's a very complicated thing. Because some people could be like, oh, well, so if you can't control it, or what you do every day, or you don't know, or you have total blackouts, then how can you raise a kid or have a family when it's not like that at all? So we are just now being diagnosed with what we have and realizing that we've been an altar for years. For years, these altars have all been there. Jensen A. Cole came out in our early 20s, in the body's early 20s. V presented herself only a few years ago, and V is eternal. She's a vampire. We've seen her in a dream. Like, we've seen what she looks like. We've seen where she lives. Like, and I'm shaking right now, telling y'all. Oh, this is Skylar, by the way, if you didn't know, if you couldn't tell, talking to you as Skylar. These people, we don't understand, and they don't understand us, and it's not making us very happy at all. At all. We have found a church to go to. Well, alright, Riker. Alright, Riker. Riker's screaming at me. He's like, no, the Zap system has found a church to go to, and we'll see if they can handle us. You know, so Riker's back there kind of laughing sometimes. So even going to church is hard because you've got other people, but because you've got literally people, personalities, different identities that have developed inside to keep said body alive. And people don't understand that, and I don't think that they respect it either. We got to hang out with our friend Chris the other day. Finally, it had been a while. And we felt it. Like, we felt the switch of somebody was there. And he instantly, like, within us, kind of like we did something, or our body shifted, or it did something, and I was like, oh, I feel kind of different right now. Who is here? Our friend instantly said, there's someone else here. Like, I just picked up on it, I just saw you switch. And I was like, yeah, dude, I know. How do you always know it before I even know? Because it was like, we were having the conversation in our head, okay, like, who's here now? Trying to ask, and it was like, he caught it before we did. As we were still even having the conversation, he was like, someone else is here. And I was like, dude, that's freaky how you can do that. Like, it's awesome. Pizza loves you for that, by the way, too, Chris, if you're ever gonna see this. Yeah. So, we just, we don't know what people expect of us. We are gonna be who we are, because we all live in this body, and we're going to help it survive. I don't know what else people want to hear. This condition is extremely bizarre, even to us, to figure out that we have it. Like, it's really weird. It's really weird. It's really weird. But yeah, at the same time, we also love it. because we can finally put a finger on it and be like, oh, that's what that is. Like, okay, when we need to practice all deep breathing, it's because somebody is having a flashback and a memory, a traumatic memory is about to come up, and I'm either about to meet a new altar or it's going to be an old altar that I forgot about. Because that can happen too. That happens. It's happened a lot in this system. So, on that note, we are the Hatspat system. Peace out from Skylar. Goodbye.